We are live and direct. We are ready to get this Friday started. This is day 5 of the AI Profit Week. If you've been tuning in since day 1, let me know in the comments below. Where have you been tuning in from? What have been some of your takeaways? I am excited to see some new faces here as we get the comments warmed up. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And this replay will be available with the 4 other days. So you have enough time to dive into this with me live, and then you'll have even more time to go back and stop and go and maybe take some notes or transcribe or whatever you got to do. But you got to do everything to take the action. So as we get new folks tuning in here, type in the comments below as you check in. Where are you tuning in from? And I want you to type in the word action. Tuning in from, ready to take action. Tuning in from, ready to take action. Say it with me. Tuning in from, ready to take action. We are ready. And this is the most exciting part. You know, the most fun part of my job is getting to teach and learn from all of you. And that's what makes high level different. And then one of the most exciting parts about what's coming up is more trainings, more strategies, more stages that we get to teach you in the new year. So without further ado, we got folks tuning in from all over the world. It is exciting to have you here. And it looks like everybody's ready to take action. So day 1, we went over go to market with the AI employee. Day 2 was sell the whole, not the drill. Day 3 was prospecting insights. Day 4 was demo and resources. And day 5 is measuring the wins. Type in the comments below, measuring the wins. Measurement is what we use to learn and know where we need to continue going. If the numbers don't make sense, we're not going to go that way. If the direction isn't the way we need to be, whether it's the North Star, your compass, or the facts, or the road, whatever it is, you're not going to keep going that way. So why not apply that same concept to what we're doing today together? Let's measure the wins. And if you're here for day 5, every day has been building upon the last. You've seen it yourself. You've experienced yourself. And I'm going to be taking you from idea to action, and now from idea to action to measuring. Today's about measuring. So if you're as excited as I am, let me know what you hope to get from this session. But most importantly, make sure you make your way to go and take action, share your progress, meet other like-minded people. I want you to look at what we're doing here. I want you to look at what we're doing here like a mastermind. I want you to look at this like a mastermind. I want you to look at it as like a high-level mastermind. Like, all right, this guy full of energy, is excited, passionate, sharing his best practices. And then I got this person. They're great. They have a different style. They're sharing theirs. Like but here's the difference. You have the people here are here to support you with the software that you use every day. So this isn't just your typical mastermind. This is your high level mastermind. This is what you use to fuel your operating system of high level. Whether you rename it, you gray label, you use it as is, or you have a different setup that it's completely behind the scenes, you need people in your corner, people teaching, people sharing, people showing. And that's exactly what we do here. So if you're excited about this, let me know in the comments. We got more coming here. But most importantly, all these wins are piling up. We're excited to see the wins. So this is the slide you need to use to screenshot to go ahead and make sure your wins are recorded. We're taking receipts here. We want you to share your wins. So let's talk about here what we got lined up, right? Let's get into the first slide. Let's get right into it, right? I want you to look at appointments like the first date, right? Appointments are like the first date. They set the tone, right? If you miss the chance to build rapport and uncover their pain point, the rest doesn't matter. The rest doesn't matter. So here's what I want you to do in order to maximize every appointment. I want you to start asking smart and open-ended questions like, how do missed calls impact your business? What's your biggest frustration with lead follow-ups? And I want you to shut up and listen. Prospects love when you listen, right? Prospects love when you listen. And when you start to listen, you're going to then nail the first conversation and you're going to give the next steps of what needs to be done. And then every appointment will start to see you as a partner and not a salesperson. Every appointment that you have will genuinely want to work with you as if you want to genuinely help them. That's the key here, right? That is the key. And if that resonates, let me know below. Now, how do we maximize appointments? Right? How do we maximize the appointments? Well, we want to make sure we're setting a clear goal. And we want to ask these open-ended questions to identify pain points. We want to set the stage for the demo and the trial. We want to set the stage. The appointment is there to set the stage. During that appointment, we want to qualify them. We want to ask probing questions to ensure they're a good fit. I mean, like, think about this. I know you worked so hard to get the appointment. I know that because I've been there. I know you worked very hard for it. I know that the appointment's there. You want to sign them up. I get it. But is this what we're going to be, a short-term loan, or are we looking for a long-term investment? I want you to look at your appointments one or two ways. When you look at your appointments, look at them in one or two ways. One, is this a short-term loan? What does that mean? Does that mean that they're not going to answer my call, that I'm like exciting them to get started, but really they feel like they're being pressured anyway? Like, do they not care as much as I do about their business? Are they making me chase them for credit cards or deposits or monies, retainers? Like, if I got to chase you, I don't want to do business with you. How about that? If I got to chase you, I don't want to do business with you. It's a two-way street, right? It's a two-way street. If I'm chasing you, that means you're here and I'm here. It's not going to work. We're not going to connect. Now, what's a long-term investment look like with this? Well, you're going to see these very often because you're going to attract them. You're going to know what to attract. And here's what I want you to attract. I want you to attract customers that are excited to talk to you. They're excited to show up. They're excited to listen. They're excited to learn. They're excited to grow their business. They're excited to lean in on what's needed to get done. And they're not cheap. What does that mean, though? They're not cheap. They're not trying to penny pinch you, right? Or downplay your pricing every time. What they're trying to do is understand, okay, what's my return on investment on this? And what's the guarantee and what's the likelihood? And if it makes sense, I'll work with you because I believe in you. So you want them to believe in you, so they pay to work with you. But you have to do your part, and then they have to do their part. So you have to set the tone with the appointment. You got to set the tone with the agenda. You got to set the tone with your knowledge. You got to set the tone with your excitement, your expertise, and your follow-up. If you don't set the tone here, you're going to lose out. And then they got to set the tone with the money. Show me the money. Show me the passion. Show me the time. Show me the seriousness. And let's work together. How's that sound? We're tracking. We're good. This is going to sound easy. Oh, well, this is this easy. How come, because there's a process to it, and it's practice that's required. You got to practice. It doesn't happen naturally, right? It doesn't happen naturally. It's practice. So now we're qualifying these prospects. We're automating the process in our brain. We're automating the process with our platform. We have the calendar. We have the post message that goes out. We have the nurture campaign. We got all these things set up. So we got our internal mind and body, and then we have our external systems, high level set up. And now we're able to give great service. So people get excited about great service. You go to a restaurant, great service, you're excited. You go to the store, you go to an event, you get cared for, you're excited. You're looking forward to it. I want your customers to look forward to it because those are the ones that'll pay. They'll invest. People are paying money for help and service and results. You need to accept that by setting the foundation, right? So, as we're going to evolve here in this talk track, I'm hoping that you're taking notes and you're putting yourself in the position that now you get it. You're starting to, okay, I get it. And if you don't get it, let me know. Let me know. So, as we go here, as we're setting appointments, we set it, we show up. We got another one. We should at least have 3 to 5 appointments a day. New business, 3 to 5 appointments a day. If not, what are you doing? And let me share this. Let me share this directly with you. If you don't have 3 to 5 appointments a day, and you don't have an existing business, then what are you doing? So let's go scenario one. You're brand new. You just got started. You have enough knowledge to get going. You're practicing, you're learning, you're balancing, you're pushing yourself to the limit. You don't have a business already fully established where you have customers you got to service. So your calendar's empty. You don't have 3 to 5 appointments. Then what are you doing? Then what are you doing with your time if you don't have 3 to 5 appointments? We went over in prospecting day 3. You have Facebook groups, you have in-person events, you have referrals, you have your personal network. Why don't you have 3 to 5 appointments a day? Right? You should be setting one and doing one, setting one and doing one. You should have on your calendar appointments in advance. Not, you don't set 3 to 5 appointments for the same day. You should have them days in advance because that's what professionals do. That's what people that have real businesses do. That's what people that are motivated and determined to be successful do. They have their weeks planned. Is that what you're doing? Well, that's exactly why you're here with me. Either you're doing it now to a degree, or you're new to the concept and you want to learn, or you're welcoming this perspective and you're going to make an absolute change to take action. If not, you might have just left by now. And that's fine because whoever's here is here to win, right? You're here to win. And that's my commitment to you. My commitment to you is to help you win, is to give you the knowledge and resources to win. So let's talk about what winning looks like. You know, what winning looks like is having KPIs that you're tracking for your appointment. So, you know, your appointment booking rate. How many outreach efforts result in a booked meeting? Meaning, how many at-bats, right? How many at-bats am I doing? I'm up at bat, right? I'm at bat. First phone call, strike. They don't answer the phone. No problem. Second phone call, tap. Base, you know, we almost a base hit, right? The gatekeeper got involved. No problem, right? Third call, strike. Now you start thinking, is this for me? 3 strikes, you're out. You're like, is this for me? What am I doing? I'm making phone calls. The leads suck. I'm making phone calls. The gatekeepers are pushing me up. Like, this isn't for me. The software is great. It's cool, but it's not. This is not, like, that's fine. If this is not for you, that's fine. But I want to make sure before you leave that you know what winning looks like, because any coach will tell you, hey, your form is off. Swing the bat a little bit and let's get you, bend your knees a little bit, get your back anchored, and now lift your leg up and then swing. And now that is the relationship that you have with yourself. And when you join these trainings, then we're going to give you the strategies to go ahead and implement. So if you're ready to take the coaching and make the adjustment, let me know in the comments. JB, I'm ready to take the coaching and the adjustments. So then let's go. Let's get up to bat. And let me show you what that looks like. See, once you start getting up to bat and you start hitting the ball, you start feeling good about how many people actually showed up to your meeting. Right? That's the fun part. How many people showed up? I got 5 appointments, 3 people showed up, home run. 5 appointments, 3 people showed up, home run. And then now you start to aim for your show rate. Your show rate, you should be aiming for 70%. 70% is a great show rate, right? You want people to show up. So, take a screenshot of this. Is important to take a screenshot of because, and maybe you're not taking screenshots or maybe you're writing it down. Whatever you prefer, this is important to document because see, your KPI your KPI for appointments is what starts everything. Your appointments don't happen, nothing happens. Appointments don't happen, nothing happens. Right? Okay. What does that mean? Well, like, how else are you going to get sales? I mean, unless you have a self-service order form, great. But you got to have a great offer. You have to have traffic. You have to have right momentum. But let's just say you don't have that. You're starting from scratch. Well, you got to make appointments. You got to make relationships. But look, let's face it. Let's face it together, right? Not every outreach turns into a booked appointment. Let's face that right off the bat. Not every outreach turns into a booked appointment. But tracking your numbers helps you see where you're winning and where you need to adjust. As you start to look at those numbers and you start to put see, that's what's nice about high level is that when you do your appointment scheduling within high level, what you're doing is you have the automated reminders going out, you have the pipelines set up, so you're able to see where things are going, and then you're able to see where things are falling through the cracks. And is it a show up rate problem because they forgot? Or is it a show up rate problem because they don't care? Or is it a you problem because you didn't organize yourself? Ooh, yeah, I'm going in because see, this isn't a product training, folks. The product training is amazing. This is a sales and strategy training. I want to make sure you know that you can't fool the KPI. The KPI is a KPI. How many appointments set? How many showed up? Why did they not show up? Why did they buy? Why did they not buy? Right? And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, it's okay because then maybe this is the missing piece. This is the missing piece then. And as you start focusing on the bookings, that 70% of your appointments show up, right? You'll know where you need to tweak. And every percentage increase means more conversations, more opportunities. This is where the small tweaks make a big impact. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Because that appointment happens, and what's nice about the appointment is that you could end up having a demo right on the spot. Because here's why. And we talked about this yesterday. You can have a demo on the spot because you have the demo AI agent ready to go. See, I mean, if you're working with a handful of types of businesses, and let's say you're working with 3 to 4 different types of businesses consistently. You work with home inspectors. You work with home service businesses. You work with restaurants, whatever it is, dentist, whatever you want to work with, right? They're in these categories. Well, you should have an AI agent ready for those categories because you should be able to pull that AI agent right up and clone it if you need to. Right, and change the prompt if you need to. But see, they don't need to go deep in the weeds on the demo. They just need to hear how it works, potentially for someone else in their industry. That's the key right there. The key right there is, I don't need you to customize this for me. I just need to know that someone else is using it in my industry. Not everybody wants to be a first mover. There's people that don't want to be the first person. They want to follow what's working already. So that's where your demos start to show value. Your appointments turn into demos. That bridge is your talk track from appointments to demos. Ooh, we are picking up some speed. I know, y'all. I feel good too. I'm starting to feel good about this because I want demos. Because I know if I get a demo, that's my chance to shine. My demo is my chance to shine, but remember, you're not selling the tool. My demo is the chance to shine. Comment that below. The demo is my chance to shine. but I'm not going to be selling the tool. I'm selling the solution. The demo is your chance to shine. You're not selling the tool. You're selling the solution to a problem they lose sleep over. Type it in the chat below. You're selling a solution to a problem they lose sleep over and over and over. So how do we take action? We take action by every demo tailoring it to their industry and showing them what their industry partner does. So for example, you tell the dentist, hey, look, this AI answers calls for dentists all over. I'm just going to give you a sample of what we're doing for others. And what it does is it fills empty appointment slots. It sets reminders, right? It makes sure that people that, they commit, like you went through the process to confirm their insurance, to get the funds approved, to make and make sure that your hygienist comes in, or to make sure that your specialist comes in, whatever the case may be. You did this whole process because you just don't have people and processes waiting around. You got to, like, especially if you're a little slower around this time, you have to, right, have the hygienist come in. There's certain hours and schedules. So every appointment has a monetary value to it. Every appointment has a monetary value to it. That's exactly why this is that important, right? And the result of sharing that and showing that is a great demo. That great demo leaves them thinking, where has this been all my life? Go ahead and put that in the comments below. A great demo leaves them thinking, where has this been all my life? Where has this been all my life? Have you ever felt like that about something or someone? Where has this been around all my life? That's how you want your prospective customer, someone you want to partner with, someone that wants to listen to you and learn from you, and you want to serve them and help them. You want them to say, where has this been all my life? And your response is, that's exactly why I reached out to you. This is exactly why I wanted to meet with you in person. This is exactly why we needed to jump on Zoom. This is exactly why I work with dentists across the country. This is exactly why I specialize in tree service companies across the country. This is exactly why. Comment that below in the chat. This is exactly why. This is exactly why. What does that mean? It's affirming that you agree and that you are confident in what you just presented. This is exactly why I spend my time getting good at what I do so I can help professionals like yourself that don't want to figure out the tech, that don't mind paying the premium, but they want the result. They don't mind, learning on the go, but they want an expert to guide them. That's exactly why I put this together. That's exactly why I like doing this demo. Any questions? No, JB, where's this been all my life? I feel the same way. All right, let's get into what's next then, right? And now, like, you're having fun. Go ahead and type in the comments below. You gotta have fun on the demo. This is like taking them on a test drive. You're taking them on a test drive in the Lamborghini, in the Ferrari, in the minivan, in the pickup truck, in the helicopter, in the jet boat. You're taking them on a test drive. That's why it's important. And that's why you have to have fun, because they enjoy this. If they're there and they have class and they have a real business and they are giving you time and you set the framework around, my time is as valuable as yours, I'm serious about this, you're serious, then there's a different conversation track. And that's important, because that's what fosters long-term relationships and growth and revenue and let's call it what it is. Everybody's a win-win then. Everybody's winning at that point. So let's talk about, how do you crush these demos and how do you track and measure the progress, right? You just can't improve what you don't measure. You can't improve it. You really can't get anything better unless you track and measure the losses and the wins, the starting point and the growth, the starting point and the negative. You got to be able to track and measure it. And if demos are your sales engine, the metrics are your dashboard. Comment below. If demos are your sales engine, the metrics are your dashboard. You can't improve what you don't measure. So how do we take action? I want you to track your demo to trial conversion. I want you to track your demo to trial conversion, right? Are 20 to 30% of your demos turning into trials? If not, tweak your script, tweak your personality, tweak your questions, add more industry specific examples, ask more open-ended questions, do more active listening. See, the framework doesn't change, the active listening adjusts everything. You might have to adjust your volume because as I jump up and down, I am full of excitement. So my tone goes up, your volume is already up. So you have to tone it down, right? You have to do the same on your end because you might be too exciting for your audience and they might want to tone it down. So take the cues and adjust. And as you do that, with the numbers in your hand, you'll know exactly where you'll need to fine tune your process. Is it in the beginning where you lose them? Is it in the middle or is it at the end? Is it during the price presentation or not? Do we even get to price presentation? And these demos become the metrics you enjoy. But here's what I want you to keep in mind. Your demo should lead to one or two paths. And I like to say this, your trial could be your soft close if the person is not excited or interested in getting started first. So there's two ways to look at this, and I'm going to give you two options. One, you could always go straight for the close. Always go straight to price presentation and then soft close them with a trial. If you're not comfortable with that and you want to build up to it, you close them with the trial and you upsell them within 72 hours for the sale. Because if they do the trial, they should see a result right away. Calls being answered, all that good stuff. I want you to look at trials like a Netflix free month, right? They hook their clients by showing them the value up front. No risk attached, right? If you're giving great value, then you should have no risk, right, to give it a shot. You should win. But here's the problem. Value is perceived different. So it's important that before you just give a trial away, you understand what you're giving them a trial of. You understand what the problem they have is. You understand what they want to accomplish that they're losing sleep over. Then you can present a trial. But just don't give away trials. A trial for you, a trial for you, a trial for you, a trial for you, a trial. Hey, catch a trial. No, don't do that. You got to trials at the end. And if you're going to give a trial, get them up quickly. You got to show them wins immediately. Look, in 1 week, right? We saved you X. And we booked X. Keep them excited about what's possible. But you got to stay on top of your trials. And by the end of the trial, they're not wondering if they'll subscribe. They're actually gotten emails and text messages and nudges that you can get started easier, faster now and get better results. So now we're looking at two KPIs. We're looking at how many appointments we book, how they turn out. We're looking at how many trials we show, how they turn out. And then we're going to throw a third. How many trials did we give and how many turned into customers within 72 hours? Type in the comments below to affirm this. If I'm going to give a trial, I want to convert them within 72 hours. If I'm going to give a trial, I want to convert them within 72 hours, right? And really, it's going to really be within, 24 hours anyway, because, 8 hours a day, like they're not going to, 72 hours is just a cool way of saying 3 days, but really 3 days in business is 8 to 10 hours. So it's actually less. But you get my point. You got to get them within those first 3 days. And those trials are a big part of how you get more referrals. Or you give your customer a trial for a friend for them to bring as a referral. So let's talk about measuring these wins, right? We measure these wins by using high level. We use our pipeline management. We move our prospects across. We're leaving notes in our CRM. If we're using Zoom, we're recording the calls, we're saving them, we're transcribing those calls. We are using every piece of data to predict the next benefit and value to share on our calls. And that's exactly what you should be preparing your mind for and being aware of. So look, if you haven't yet and you are experiencing wins, whether it's starting conversations, breaking through the noise, getting appointments, doing demos, got your first sale, go to this link here. It goes to our Facebook invite page. Share your wins there. Share your screenshots. Share your action steps that you've taken. Let's continue the conversation because today's the last day we're together. Today's the last day we're together on this. It's now up to you to keep it going. So as we go through this, I've given you 3 major KPIs to make your best friend. How many appointments? Appointments KPI. How many demos? Demos KPI. How many trials? Trials KPI. And then how many sales? Sales KPI. Don't even think about the revenue end. Think about like the packaging end of it, right? The money will come. It's the where you're moving people in the process is that's more important right now. And as we start getting these trials going, there's some more in-depth KPIs that you could do for trials. See, at high level, we give away trials, right? You probably got started on a trial. So what we're looking at is, trial activation rate. You should too. I want you to type in the chat SaaS mode. Type in the chat SaaS mode. SaaS mode. If you don't have SaaS mode yet, you got to get SaaS mode because it automates the whole process. You can literally automate your trial process. And what you're doing is you're analyzing your trial KPIs, then setting them up in sub-accounts manually. Don't do that. Go SaaS mode. Let those trials come in, and then you're positioning them for phone calls and appointments and demos and showing them, walking them through. Because now you start to focus on the trial KPI. Hey guys, we got 50 new trials. Out of 55 got in the system. They're using the system. They're active users. They're using this part of the tool. They're using that part of the tool. And now we start looking at trial to customer conversion rate. Trial to customer conversion rate. Trial to customer conversion rate at 50% is a great number. Because think about this. You're in SaaS mode. Trials are coming in because you're driving traffic, whether you're driving traffic through Facebook, through emails, through webinars, through paid traffic, through referrals, through in-person events, right? Your new focus is how many trials came in and how many have become customers. So how many trials came in? How many became customers? That middle part is how many got into their account, how many used something, and how often. I'll take that all day. So you're telling me, JB, if I get SaaS mode and I'm driving traffic and I have social media content and I'm out there and I'm building and learning and teaching people, they will come to me and they will sign up for a trial because of my enthusiasm, my education, my presentation. And then they will then have a new interest in what I have to offer. And all I have to do is just kind of walk them through. Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Right. But it takes practice and time. But drive traffic, give them a irresistible trial offer, and then be there to hold their hand. Hey, you ready? Welcome. Welcome. Let me give you a tour. Let me walk you through what we have here. This is this. This is that. Here is this. Here is that. Oh, you know what? Would you like to give that a shot? Let me get you a glass of water. Right? Like you're walking them through the mansion. You're walking them through the country club. You're walking them through the gym. You're walking them through somewhere where they want to be. Think about where you went last was somewhere that you wanted to be. And you were like, man, I wish there was like a guide. Is there like an app to like know where to go? Like, is there someone that can like show us around? Right? You're like, oh, it's a lot. Like, that's like a new problem you got to solve. It's a great problem to solve, by the way. It's a great problem to solve. And that's a problem you want to solve. JB, I want to worry about trial to customer conversion. I'm going SaaS mode. Comment below. Now, what's the difference between SaaS mode and agency mode? Well, agency mode, you got to do it manually. You got to create the accounts manually. SaaS mode, you just drive traffic, set it up. They put their credit card in. They set up for the trial. It turns on things automatically. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call. Hey, welcome. How did you hear about us, by the way? Oh, the webinar. Oh, great. Oh, these special event. Oh, great. I want to make sure we get you fully set up to experience this trial. What time's good for you later today? I can walk you through. But in the meantime, I'm gonna send you some video. Like there's a whole strategy around this, folks. It's a whole strategy. And I'm giving you the first 5 steps right off the bat. And then you could raise your hand for more later. But get the first 5 steps in. Okay? Awesome. If you're enjoying this, let me know in the comments below what's been an eye-opener for you. What's been something that you've been, all right, I get that. I like that. I'm going to try that. Never thought of it like that. Let me know in the comments. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, I want you to just stand up. I want you to stretch a little bit. All right? I want you to stretch. Get up. You're sitting down for too long. Right? I want you at the point where you're hopping around. You're excited. All right, what does this guy got? What do you got next? That's all you got? That's how I want you to feel. This is that important to me. So let's talk about measuring wins. Measuring wins. Data isn't just numbers, right? It's your greatest sales weapon. See, the data shows what's working and what's not. And then you have to improve. Repeat after me. The data shows what's working and what's not. I have to be the one to improve. How do we do this? How do we do this? See, I don't want you to use all manual efforts to tracking your KPIs and measuring your wins. Absolutely not. So I'm referencing here high level, but here's the thing. I don't want high level to hold you back because you don't know how to set it up or you're unsure. That becomes your new excuse of why you can't make appointments and you can't do demos and you can't sign people up for trials or you can't sign people up and take their money and help them get a good result. That's why we have kickoff calls. That's why we have our support Zooms. Do not try to figure this out if you are not tech savvy. We have a team to support you. But I want you to use high-level dashboards to track those appointments booked, to see those leads converted, and the revenue generated. That starts to build confidence and trust. And when you measure wins, you're no longer just selling a service. You sell results, and that's what keeps you excited to go after new people, to introduce yourself. Let me introduce myself to you. Pleasure to meet you, right? Pleasure to meet you. So let's start to measure all of this with ease. Look at this like your scoreboard. KPIs are your scoreboard for your business, right? If you're not tracking them, how do you know if you're winning? How do you know if you're winning? I mean, if you're looking at your bank account, that's not going to give you the full effect. How do you know if you're winning if you're not tracking your KPIs? So your appointments to demos should be 50%. Your demos to trials should be between 20 to 30%. And your trials to paying customers should be 50% plus. But you're not going to get there right off the bat if you're brand new. Don't let those numbers scare you. Use them as a compass. And if you're not reaching these goals, you need to adjust your outreach and your follow-up. See, when your KPIs are strong, your business becomes a machine. When your KPIs are strong, your business becomes a machine that generates consistent and predictable revenue. Repeat that after me. When your KPIs are strong, your business becomes a machine and generates consistent, predictable revenue. Type that below in the chat. We got to throw out in front of us. We got to read it. We got to write it in order to retain it. Read, write, listen to retain. And if you don't look at it this way, that's fine. But the KPIs are the strong, right? Are the strong metric that you need to respect and work every day to keep top of mind. And as we evolve with this, outreach is the top of the funnel. Outreach becomes the top of the funnel. But how do you know it's working? By measuring it every step, right? If outreach is the top of the funnel, and that creates appointments, outreach is top of funnel, that creates conversations, becomes appointments, appointments become demos, demos become trials, trials become customers. And you do this by tracking your responses. Well, how do we track our, what are you referring to? Well, we got to do multi-channel marketing. Type that in the below, multi-channel marketing. Multi-channel marketing is exactly what you need to do. You need to make sure your SMSs are going out. Your emails are going out. You're doing cold outreach. You're doing warm outreach. And you're tracking your response rates for your SMS, your emails, and your social media messages. Because if you don't track the outreach, which is top of funnel, how are you going to get the monthly recurring revenue? How are you going to get the customer acquisition cost down? How are you going to get the retention rate to stay consistent? How are you going to do all that if you don't have customers in the door? So I want to reverse engineer these metrics for you. I want to reverse engineer them for you. So in order to reverse engineer, to have metrics and KPIs to chase, to challenge, and to work towards, we need to do email marketing. We need to get our email marketing campaigns out through high level. We need to track our open and response rates. People opening the email, great. Are they replying back? Great. Is it positive reply or negative? Okay. Are they clicking on anything? Are they buying anything? Are they signing up for anything? Okay, we need to improve that. A lot to unpack there. Main thing, are they opening and are they replying? That's a great place to start. Second, social media DMs. Am I reaching out to people? If so, how many a day? Am I commenting? If so, for how long? Are they responding back? What are they saying? Am I making appointments from it? Great. How many? And what platforms am I using? Am I focusing on one or am I doing a blend of three? And cold outreach as well. When you do cold outreach, don't just do cold SMS. Don't do that. You're going to piss people off. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to call somebody and then leverage the SMS to follow up. You can follow up with a post message after you talk to them. Hey, it's JB. We just spoke. Here's the link I was telling you about. Or, hey, it's JB. We just spoke. Here's the thing that you should go check out. Like, if you're going to give advice as your exit strategy, great. Use that advice in the SMS. If you're going to use follow-up as your exit strategy, great. Use SMS for the follow-up. But don't expect to call somebody every time and don't pick up. So you have to leverage and respect the process. Phone call to introduce, SMS to follow up. And know who you're speaking with, right? If you're speaking with, right, somebody who prefers voice, then yes, voice is primary. If you speak to somebody who prefers text, great. But make sure you get voice in there because voice ties in the human personality and confidence of the other person on the other side. And now you're able to look at response rates. And then what those responses become. Do they become customers or not? So, businesses trust those who help first and sell second. Comment below that. Businesses trust those who help first and sell second. Wait, huh? Yeah, I just said it. Businesses trust those who help first and sell second. Now, there's different ways to go about that, right? There's different ways to go about that. Here's an example. I can DM you and I can give you a compliment and we can go back and forth a little bit. Then I'm going to give a little bit of a resting period. And then I'm going to say a business question or a business curiosity I'm going to send over your way. And we're going to end up changing the subject to business. And I'm going to give you some advice or some sort of, hey, did you know that this is what's going on? That's helping first. And you're helping, and again, it's not like, hey, let me give you a quick tip. Or, hey, let me spam you with my tip of the day. No. It's being genuine, smile, energy, attitude, approaching, balancing your conversation track, and having a few messages open every day. This is why you got to have at least 15 messages a day going out. Not 1,500, not 25 an hour, just 15 a day. Because everyone's going to take their time to respond back to you. And now you're having organic conversations. Organic conversations equals organic relationships. Relationships become sales. Sales become growth. Growth becomes what's in it for me. What's in it for me becomes let's do more business together. Do you feel where I'm coming from? See, if you're linking like a human, if you're thinking like a human, this makes sense. You just don't approach somebody and say, hey, I got a magic trick. Let me help you grow your business. What are you, Shark Tank? You wish you were Shark Tank. I wish I was Shark Tank. If I had a bag of money, I could say, hey, I want to help your business grow. That's different. But I don't have a bag of money to say, hey, I want to help your business grow. I got a bag of tools, but those tools are no good for you. So I got a bunch of solutions because I got a bunch of experience. And that's what you're doing. Now, how do we bring that together into paper? How do we bring that into tangible? Let me show you. I'm going to show you right now. Here's the secret sauce. It's the high-level prospecting tool in your agency view. You're going to create the marketing audit. It's customized. It pulls all the information from where it matters. You could even set it up where they could pull up their own report if they want to. It could be printed, digitized, whatever it is. You can use it as a talk track, as your presenter notes. You don't even need to show it to them. You could just organically speak to it and then show it at the end. But what this does is it identifies those gaps in your online presence and your SEO, your reviews. And then it provides immediate value to establish that trust. See, when you show them the gaps, like missed calls or poor follow-ups, bad reviews, you're missing out on this because of this. You're leading with value. The prospects are seeing you. The prospects are seeing you as a trusted advisor. The prospects are seeing you as a trusted advisor, my friend. Put that below in the chat. Trusted advisor. Hey, JB, that's a trusted advisor. JB, that's a great business advisor. JB, man, the guy's smart. JB, you could trust him. JB knows what he's talking about. JB can help you. Hey, I got a friend. What's his name? JB. Right? Like, you are giving yourself a title. And that's the title you're using to frame the conversation. See, and here's a way that I used to do it. I could roll anywhere. I'm at the point right now where I'm trying to see how I can incorporate some cold calls and some in-person visits into these trainings. Working on it. But if you'd like to see that, let me know in the chat below. But here's what I would do. I'd walk in, and I used to do this in shopping plazas. I'd walk in and I say, hey, quick question. I'm new here. By the way, I'm John. Pleasure to meet you. What was your name? Joe. Joe, quick question. Do you have someone that you consider like a trusted advisor when it comes to like marketing and your help with like strategies and how to bring in, how to get the door swinging? Yeah, are you someone that you consider like a trusted advisor? Some people call like an IT person, but we're not doing IT. Like, the stuff that makes the cash register ring. You have someone that you consider a trusted advisor? Okay. Well, look, I'm in the shopping plaza. I'm new to the area, or I'm looking to bring on some new clients. So I wanted to drop something off to you to show that I could be your trusted advisor. But more importantly, how long you been in business for? Right? And just talk to people, get to know them. Now, here's the key. After you're done talking to them, leave them the value and then move on to the next. But here's what you want to do before you leave or before you get off the phone. What's the next person next door's name? I used to do this all the time. I would have Joe, hey, what's the person's next door's name? Oh, Frank. Hey, okay. Hey, Frank, JB. Nice to meet you, man. Joe. Joe next door. I just got done talking to Joe. Great guy. He's a trip. Awesome. Real quick, I'm new to the area, working some new relationships, get to know people. Do you by chance have a trusted advisor that helps you to keep the door swinging when things are slow? Go ahead and type that below in the chat. What do you think about that opening line? Hey, do you have a trusted advisor when things are slow and you need the door swinging that you can call upon, help you out? No? Well, look, this is what I wanted to do to show you that I can help you. I put together this marketing audit. It breaks everything down for you. It might look like it's in another language. It might be exactly what you know how to read. Whatever you want to do. Here's my cell phone. Side note, your cell phone is your high-level phone number, not your personal cell, but your high-level number, right? And now we're starting to build a relationship. How does that sound to you? See, that's how you leverage the marketing audit. But JB, I'm not going out door to door, and no, you don't need to. What I'm trying to tell you is that depending on the size of business you have, the capital you have, the strategy you have, you might end up taking what I'm teaching you and you teach others how to do this, and then they are doing this on their own. Like, there's different strategies here, but whether you're in person, online, or on the phone, or doing it through Zoom, you gotta have swag, one. You gotta have good conversation track, two. You gotta have a plan. You gotta show results, and you have to have tools to show how you bring solutions. So this marketing audit report is your magic wand. I want you to type in the chat, the marketing audit report is my magic wand. If I can wave a magic wand over your business and tell you what is wrong, would you be okay with those results? If I could wave a magic wand to tell you what's wrong with things that are causing the door not to swing, would you be open to seeing those results? Let this be the sauce. Because I know people that do these audit reports manually. They screenshot. I'm not doing all that, folks. We used to do that back in the day. Not no more. Do it in Canva. No. Put the business number in, connect it right into Google. Let the high level report do the scan. Let it make it pretty. Send email, print, deliver. I used to do this. Here's a KPI that I want you to add. The KPI I want you to add is I want you to mail out 25 to 50 of these if you can. And if you can't mail out all 25 or all 50, at the very least, I want you to deliver them in person or have a great conversation. You can share the link through SMS or email. But you got to get 25 to 50 of these out a week. You do 25 to 50 of these 25 days out of the month. Whew, okay, let's do some math here, folks. All right, JB's telling me I got to do 25 of these marketing audits a week. Okay, I'll entertain it. 25 times 4. That's 100 marketing audits a month, right? Let's say you did 35 a week. That's 140 marketing audits a month. Let's say you did 25 a day and you did it for 25 days out of the month. That's 625 audits that went out. Let's say 15 to 20 of them went out through mail. The rest went out through digital. Maybe you dropped off a few. 625 marketing audits means you had 625 somewhat conversations. Some were deeper in length than others. Some were more quality than others. Some became trials. Some became missed calls. Some became dequalifiers. It's okay. 625 is still a lot. If I just get 5% of that, if I just get 5% of that, I'm winning. I'm winning. 31 qualified leads out of 625? Come on. 31 qualified leads out of 625 at-bats. That's a great win. And if you feel otherwise, yay or nay, let me know in the comments below. Because when you lead with that value, you start to build a repeatable process that now you can keep it going. You can even delegate that activity. But remember here, you can delegate the marketing audit creation, but you can't delegate yet. You can't delegate yet the strategy and the conversation. That's the most important part, right? You need to understand why. And what does this do? It drives success. 200 to 250 touch points weekly, 15 to 20 conversations, 5 demos booked, 1 to 2 paying clients. Example, 297 times 2 clients, 594 a month, monthly recurring revenue. Come on, then the math doesn't lie, folks. The math doesn't lie. That's how you scale predictably. Revenue doesn't explode overnight. It grows step by step, deal by deal. Comment that below. Revenue doesn't explode overnight unless you have a unique circumstance where you have tons of paid traffic. But if you're starting out from scratch, revenue doesn't explode overnight. It grows step by step, deal by deal. And when you reverse engineer that, that's activity, outbound activity, conversations, appointments, demos, trials, right? You're putting reps in. That's the magic, folks. That's the magic. The reps is the magic. And now your new KPI becomes testimonials. All right, so now I got customers. I got to do case studies. I got to record testimonials. I got to create the case studies. I got to share these across email. I got to tell a story. Your new KPI becomes how many stories do I have to tell? How many stories do I have to tell? That's the most important part. So, follow-up strategies for success. The fortune is in the follow-up. 80% of sales happen after multiple touch points. So don't stop at no. Use the high-level workflows to automate those follow-ups after the demo and trials. In your trial, we booked 10 jobs and saved you $2,000, right? Like go ahead and share the wins. Consistent follow-ups turn trial users into loyal customers, and they increase their retention over time. If you're feeling me, let me know below. If you're enjoying this, let me know below. If you're starting to see the bigger picture, let me know below. Because as you keep clients engaged and they're happy, you're having onboarding success, you're having regular check-ins, you're upselling, you're winning. You're winning. You're winning. You're winning. You're winning. And you start to now look at new KPIs. How much revenue am my clients bringing in? How many of my clients are leaving after each month? What's my upsell percentage look like? See, success is about playing the long game. Shortcuts don't last, but systems do. You got to commit to the weekly activity, 50 SMS a week, 50 emails, 25 DMs, 3 in person. Track everything. Your numbers will guide you. And use high level to do it. Right? Having scratch paper doesn't help. Over time, consistent action creates unstoppable momentum, turning small wins into major successes. Go ahead and comment that below. Over time, consistent action creates unstoppable momentum, turning small wins into major success. Why not? You deserve it. Sheesh. It's long overdue. Go get it. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. See, these KPIs aren't designed to scare you. They're designed to wake you up. They're designed to interrupt what you're doing. They're designed to keep you on track. They're designed to have a checkup from the neck up. They are trying to keep you honest with yourself, because when you're an entrepreneur, ain't no one behind you. It's you and you. So, when and how to scale, automate these repetitive tasks with workflows, hire support for high touch tasks like onboarding, expand into additional markets. And once you've mastered one city, you just take them all on. And the networking opportunities are where it's at, whether they're virtual or in person. They're virtual or in person, that's where it's at. Right? You got to be at these networking events. You got to put yourself out there. Attend and they will spend. Attend and they will spend. But don't drop the ball when you meet somebody. Make sure you own the relationship. You are the quarterback of the conversation. And that's the most important part of this, because consistency wins, folks. See, there's no secret sauce to success. It's about showing up every day, taking action, learning from your results. Set those weekly goals, 2 to 250 outreach touch points, 5 demos, and at least 1 to 2 new clients a week. Track every step. Don't be afraid to tweak your approach if something isn't working. You owe this to yourself. And when you combine consistent action with smart tracking, Man, constant refinement is organic. You start building the system that you enjoy, that works for you, and that you become unstoppable. So I ask you to share your wins. This is our living and breathing win section. I need you to share your wins. Go there, talk about what the wins are. Appointments are wins. Demo are wins. Getting hung up on are wins. How many times you get hung up on? That's a win. How we make it a better is by understanding the why you got hung up on. You share your wins, you share your activity, I will help you, and others will as well. But if you stay quiet in the corner, no one's going to know what's going on. So we went through this already, folks. We went hard. Referrals is your free revenue. Referrals is your free revenue. You own it by giving great service. Give great service, get great results. Woo. How you feeling? Feeling good? We went over a lot. We went over a lot. So what do I do now? Well, you hopefully have a page of notes. You hopefully have bookmarked where these recordings are. You hopefully have a clear vision of what you want to do, why you want to do it. You have your business plan. You have your personal plan. You have your family obligations plan. You have everything that's in front of you that's important to you lined up, ready to go. All there. Now you got to use your hands, your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your brain, your high level, and take action. It's now up to you. This is all we got here now. It's you now. I'm now the pitcher, and you're at bat. You got to get up to swing. If you don't swing, you're never going to have a chance to get to the base. The base is calling you. Go get it. Look, if you appreciated our time together, let me know in the comments below. And if you're just joining in, there's a bunch of links. Make your way to day one. My name's JB. It's been a pleasure to spend all week with you for AI Profit Week. Got a lot of work to do together, folks. But it's been so much fun. Because the best compliment that anyone can get when they're teaching and helping others is those that listen, but more importantly, those that take action. And if you're going to take action, go to that link and share it. Because I will lean in and I will have fun with you. So without further ado, we got work to do. We got work to do. Let's get it done. In the comments below, when I say hi, you type level. Hi. Let's go, guys. This is a great time to go. Let's make it happen. I'll see you on the next one. Make it happen. It's your time. It's go time. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. See you on the next one.